when I'm looking at this question, I know, or I can certainly see there's two graphs that are very easy, these two here. Don't go through in the order that it says it in if you can spot easy graphs. Okay, so let's draw this one first. Y is less than or equal to 4. We ignore the sign altogether. We're just going to treat it as y is equal to 4. So I find my ruler. I'm looking where y is equal to 4. I think it's 2 below 5. Are we happy with that? That scale. Nice firm line. Hopefully we can see that then. So y is equal to 4 there, and label your graphs as you go along. Okay, so we've done that one. X is less than or equal to 2, so ignore the inequality and just draw x equals 2 for now. So there's x, and that would be 1. So there would be 2 there, looking at the scale. Straight line there through x. Okay, which one do I prefer then out of the next two? The first one or the second one? First one? It's in y because then x plus c, isn't it? We can draw an xy table. Well, I actually prefer the second one. Does anyone know why?
It's not fractions.
It's not fractions, that's true actually, yeah. It hasn't got a fraction. I didn't clock that one, yeah, that's true. There's also another reason. Relates back to that question I just did. This, you can't see then on the board, can you? But the diagonal line, I can rearrange this to something that's actually really easy to plot. So x plus y is equal to?
Minus 12.
Minus 12. So that means it's got to go through minus 12 on each axis. So all I'm going to do is go and mark minus 12 on the y-axis. So there would be minus 11. There would be minus 12. And then I'm going to mark minus 12 on this one as well. So 1, 2, 1, 2, there. Minus 12 there. And it's literally just a line that goes through those 2 points. I'm going to say x plus y equals minus 12. We like x plus y graphs because it's just literally they go through those values on the axes. So far we've made this sort of triangle, but because we're going to draw 4 lines, we're looking to make a 4-sided shape. So I've now plotted all those. How am I going to plot this first graph then? What am I going to do?
You find 7, because that's where it crosses the y.
That's a nice idea. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, so Kieran's looking at that and he's saying, well, we know the y-intercept is 7, so we can actually plot that straight away. Let's do that. Wasn't quite the answer I was looking for, but I think it's a good answer nonetheless. Any idea what else I could do? Think about your top tip. What did we write in our books a second ago? Draw a table. Okay. Now this is a sort. You won't have like lines or anything to do that. You'll just have to find a bit of space somewhere on the question. So I'm going to do this towards the end, towards the bottom of the page here, and I'm going to say x, and then I'm going to say y is equal to x over 2 plus x over 2 plus 7. Okay. Now, what values do I choose for x here? What did I say before, the ones I usually choose? 1, 2 and 3. Can anyone tell me why I may not actually use 1, 2 and 3 here? Because it's a half. The x is being divided by 2, then it makes a bit more sense that I probably use even numbers here, because your half an even number will be a whole number, will be easy to plot. You don't have to, but that's my personal preference, okay? I'm actually going to choose 0, only because Kieran's already told me what the answer is. We know when it was 0, it went through 7. That's a y-intercept, so we know 0 and 7. And I'm going to choose 2 and 4. But there's nothing stopping you there using like 4 and 10 if you want to. 10 would be quite a nice one in some respects, because you've got a nice bold line on the 10. It's whatever you find easiest, okay? So x over 2, so in this case 2 over 2 is 2. No, it's not, that's a lie. 2 over 2 is 1, and then 1 add 7 is 8. Next one, 4 divided by 2, that is 2. 2 add 7 is 9. So I need to go and plot now 2 and 8 and 4 and 9. So I'm just coming to the 5 and counting back 2. Make sure I'm 2 under the 10 there. Now I'm going to tell pretty quickly if I plotted those correctly. What's going to be my big sort of hint that I've plotted these correctly?
It's a straight line.
Straight line. If my ruler doesn't go through all 3 points, I've messed up my my substituting in here, okay? So I'm going to draw a straight line through there. And I'm going to label the line as well. I always label all my graphs just so I can see which one's which the next bit. Out of those 4 marks, how many do you think we have achieved?
3.
We have. We've got 3 out of 4 of them. People get hung up on going, oh, I'm not sure if I've got the region completely in the right place. I'm really worried. It's just like, did you draw your graphs accurately? Yes. And if you've done that, we've picked up 3/4 of the marks already. If you do mess up the region, it's not the end of the world. Okay? Going for our A stars, you've just got to be trying to answer every question. You don't have to get full marks on every question to get your A star. If you're answering everything, then you can hopefully be picking up marks on every single question. Okay, so there's 2 ones to draw that are really easy, or ones to shade. Y is less than 4. So here's my Y equals 4. We're interested in everything less than 4, so we're interested in everything this side of the line. So where am I going to shade? Below? I always do the opposite to what it says. If we shaded below, we're going to end up having to look for the bit that's got 4 different types of shading on it, which is too hard. If we shade the opposite to what we expect, then we'll just be left with nothing shaded and it'll stand out really nicely. Okay? Now when you're doing your shading, you don't have to pretend you're in one of Mr. Wicks's lessons and shade beautifully. It just has to be obvious so that you're not selecting that area. So I always go like quite close up to the line, but once I've done this bit here, I'm going to end up going like that by here. Okay? Oh, what a soothing noise. 30 people shading it. So we've now not only drawn that graph, but we've also selected where we're interested in. Can you do that for the X bit as well? We're interested in everything X is less than 2. So shade where you think that is. If you're unsure, wait, I'll do it in about 10 seconds, okay? But if you think you know where to do it, have a go. Okay, so X was less than 2. That's what it's set up by here. So that means I want everything less than 2. So I want this side, and I don't want that side. So I'm going to shade all of this bit here. Now for me, it's starting to shape up. I've got a gut feeling where it's starting to go. And the more of these that you do, you'll be in the same position. If you think, well, it's 4 lines, that's got to be a 4-sided shape. I'm looking for a 4-sided shape there. So if I had to hedge my bets where it was, I think I've got it. But you don't have to take that risk. If you think, no, I'm going to do this properly, I'm going to work out exactly where it is, then do that. Okay? It's these 2 graphs here I don't like. So what I do is I select a pair of coordinates. And what did I say I'd like to choose? I like to choose 0, 0. Okay, so I'm pretending here I'm in 0, 0 there. So I'm going to do this one first. I'll work my way up. My value here, x is 0, y is 0, 0, 0. That's why I like it. So I'm going to say 0 plus 0 plus 12 is greater than or equal to 0. Is 12 greater than or equal to 0? It is, isn't it? It's greater than 0, so that's fine. So at the moment, 0, 0 for this graph is the side I want. So for this x plus y is equal to 12, I want it this side of the line. That means I don't want it this side of the line. So I'm going to shade by here. Okay? And then I'm going to use exactly the same coordinates again because it's not going through the line or anything. I can use it quite nicely. I'm going to sub 0 and 0 into this, okay? But I'm going to write this one out because it's maybe a little bit harder. 0 is less than or equal to 0 divided by 2 plus 7. So that means 0 is less than or equal to 7. Is that true? Is 0 less than or equal to 7? Yeah, it's less than 7. So this is actually, again, the side of the line I want. So here's my line there. That means I don't want anything this side of the line. There. And then hopefully we've got a nice piece left then that's our region. What's it say, like, underneath here? Make sure that you clearly indicate the region that represents your answer. Have I done that? I've left a lovely blank space, but have I made it obvious that this is my space?
No.
There's a very, very easy way to make it MySpace.
Yeah, I know.
I just go and put the word R there. You could put a highlighter there, put the letter R there, it's just maybe a bit quicker. Okay? All good?